Hello everybody, this is Glenda and Booster with aka GK Fralin of Friendly Community. And our friendly community welcomes you. And tonight, I'm going to try to explain my breathing test that I had today. Try. Okay. Today we went to Beatrice and had my pulmonary function test. These were scheduled early in the month, but I goofed. You're not supposed to use any of your breathing medications before you go, or before the test, because they'll affect how well you breathe, and they don't want you to be breathing at your top, scores or whatever right off the bat. They want to see how you breathe without all the meds. And then they'll give you a treatment sometime during the whole thing. Anyway, the last time I forgot, and I have my Brio and my Increws, which are 2 once-a-day inhalers, sitting right on my top of my microwave, which is on the counter near the sink there. And I wasn't thinking, and I grabbed them and I inhaled, so we ended up having to reschedule. Today was the reschedule day. So we get there, and they start checking me in, and they call back. We don't have any Glenda Fralin on the schedule today. I said, no, wait a minute. This is a reschedule. Maybe they need to recheck for that. Well, she told him, and nope, they didn't have any. It's like, oh my gosh, Joe took off work last time, and I goofed it up. Now, Joe took off work this time. If you goof it up, and he's missed work twice because of the same thing, and I don't know how many times they're going to put up with this. Well, his work knows that I have these tests and stuff, but still, when it comes into a test being a non-test or whatever, it's... Anyway, so they got it all worked out. They called the clinic, and the clinic said, yes, she's supposed to have a test today. So they got it all worked out. They got me in. It was actually didn't take as long to get me in as I thought. I thought we were there a lot later, but we weren't there nearly as long as I thought. Anyway, but I wasn't able to have my caffeine. Let's back up. Okay, I hid my inhalers from myself. So I didn't take my inhalers this morning. And I remembered I could not have any caffeine 4 hours before my scheduled time. So 9 o'clock, caffeine cutoff. Because it was scheduled for 1 o'clock. And guess what? It didn't happen until probably 2. And so there was an extra hour without caffeine. They got me in there, and then, of course, they had needed to draw arterial blood because they need to get it out of an artery in order to do the blood gases. Because they look for oxygen and carbon dioxide, mainly. Those are the 2 main things they look for, and to see what those levels are. Okay, so they did that, and then the other guy that was supposed to have been scheduled for that time arrived, and they said, well, he's a regular, he won't take that long. So they sent us out to the cafeteria, and they said, well, you can have something small to eat, because I wasn't supposed to eat much either, because that diaphragm, it takes room. Anyway, so I had half of a bagel, enjoyed the other half. Anyway, so then we went back and we do the breathing test. And I'm making a short story long. So this is how the breathing test works. They give you this thing's about 1 inch in diameter, and it's hooked to these tubes and hoses or whatever, and they're all hooked up to this computer. You're sitting in this booth, and, well, some places don't have booths. This one has a booth, and you're sitting in this booth. And the first one is just breathe regular. You know, if you breathe regular breaths, get the machine calibrated or whatever. And then you're supposed to just blow out as hard and as long as you can until they tell you stop. Even when the air is gone, you just keep blowing. Yeah. Not so easily done, but you do it. So anyway, there's that one, and then there's one where, you hyperventilate. You breathe normal for a little while, and then they have you hyperventilate and until the thing beeps that it's done. So you do that 2 or 3 times. You do each one of these 2 or 3 times. And then comes the real fun one. They have you breathe into it normal, and then they have you start doing these quick breaths, and then all of a sudden, boom. They put like a plug on it. So you're not putting any air in, no matter how hard you try, but you're supposed to keep doing it. And that's the thing. You feel like you're blowing up a balloon that's already got the knot tied. It's not going anywhere, and you still have to keep trying to blow it without blowing the balloon out of your mouth. Yeah, it's and of course this is a hard thing that you're blowing on. It's like a PVC pipe type thing, but anyway. So it's hilarious to talk about it, and it's probably hilarious for some people to watch, but you're sitting there going, and there's nothing there. It's like, but then you have to do that, I think, with a deeper breath. I think that's just with the puffs. Finally, you get through all that, then they let you then they finally do a breathing treatment. Then you do the same tests over again. And then you're done. So anyway, but today I did think to ask about my carbon dioxide levels on the blood gases, and they were a little high, but nothing out of the ordinary for somebody like me who's on oxygen continuously. But I don't know, I did a lot better, I felt like, than I'd done years ago. But maybe it's just because I understood the test better. So that is how all of that goes, and it's how all of it went, and it's done, finally. So we have a rescheduled doctor's appointment now for next month, I think, yeah, sometime in April. Oh, take one guess what I had Joe do right afterwards. You betcha. We stopped and got some iced tea. And I guzzled it. Well, not really. But it sure tasted good. And my grandson stopped today. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. And it was just so nice to see him. He's with his mom. And just for whatever reason, I didn't get to see him for a couple of years. And all of a sudden, I'm laying here sleeping, because after I got home, I wanted to sleep. I wanted to nap. I'm laying here sleeping, and here they come. And it's my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter, and my grandson. And here he is. I mean, I knew it was him right away, because you just don't mistake that face. But he's this man, almost, now. He's not, but he's man-sized, let's put it that way. And he's got these little whiskers on his lip and on his chin, and it's like, oh my Lord! So anyway, we had some hugs, and I got some pictures. So I won't be putting those on because I don't think they would appreciate me putting those on here. But anyway, it was so nice to see him after all this time. But he said he wanted to stop. He wanted to stop and see me before he went down to Kansas. So I was just really glad. So anyway, how was your day? Down in the comments, tell me, how was your day? Oh, one thing these tests do, breathing tests that I was talking about, they fill your gut with air. So guess what you're doing? You're burping all the way home. Oh, yeah, I know, I heard you. Say goodnight. Good night, everybody. She's gonna have to edit this, not me. What was that? Humor at your expense. Oh, go away. Tell him something nice for the end of the evening. Something nice for the end of the evening. That's not what I meant, and you know it. Okay, good night, everybody. Give people smiles. Or some days we just don't feel like smiling, but we need to let people know we know they're there. Sometimes I know we say that a lot, but it's very important that people know they count. Lots of people don't know they count. And they do, because they're special people, like everybody else. Where do you think some of them get those ideas? Oh, some of them been bullied. Some of them just, I don't know, just self-doubt, I guess. Anyway, let's end on a high note. Esther, come on now. Say good night. Good night, everybody. You know what? You need to let people know, even if you don't feel like smiling, you need to let people know that you acknowledge them. You know, that's a good word, acknowledge. A lot of people don't feel acknowledged. They don't feel like they count. But they do. You all count very much to us. That's right, they do. And I think they count to a lot more people than they think. I think so. Sometimes we just don't. Sometimes maybe we get beat down when we're kids, or we just don't have a lot of self-confidence for one reason or another. But we can still feel acknowledged if people will just take the time, right? Right. It don't take much time. Just let them know you see them. That's what people need. They need you to acknowledge them. That is so good. I can't say anything better than that. So good night, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Sleep tight tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow. Love you all so much.